What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's TFD, where we break it all down with no filter, no fluff, and nothing but the fire. You already know what time it is. The W is heating up, and tonight, Kelsey, Freakin, Plum. The Sparks didn't just win. They showed up in enemy territory and flat out cooked the Connecticut Sun in a statement 101-86 blowout win. That's 4 straight dubs for LA. And this team is starting to look dangerous. Let's break it all down, let's get it. Let's go. So let's talk about the woman of the night, Kelsey Plum. She was in full flamethrower mode, y'all. Dropped 30 points on an absolute clinic of efficiency. 10, 4, 15 from the field. Cold, calculated, confident. This wasn't just a heat check game. This was a statement game. Her highest scoring night since May 16th, when she torched the Valkyries for 37. And this time, it felt even more surgical. She knew exactly where the gaps were in Connecticut's defense, and she attacked like a veteran point assassin. Floaters, pull-ups, drives, off-ball movement. Plum was reading the Sun like a worn-out scouting report. Let's give it up to the Los Angeles Sparks as a whole. This team is now on a 4-game winning streak, and they're doing it with purpose. They're not just surviving, they're imposing. Kelsey Plum isn't doing it alone. wnba had herself a monster game too. 20 points and 11 boards, just pure hustle and interior presence. She missed only one shot the entire game. One. That's insane. And Azure Stevens, silently lethal. She hit 4 of 7 from deep, added 17 points, and grabbed 8 rebounds. The spacing she gave this team was crucial. Her floor stretching opened lanes for Plum to slice up the defense. The Sparks are playing like a team that believes. Chemistry is clicking, energy is building, and head coach Curt Miller has these women locked in. Now let's walk through the flow of the game, play-by-play style. First half, a back-and-forth chess match. The Sparks were up by just 1 point at halftime, 45-44. It looked like we were in for a tight, grinded-out contest. But then, the third quarter happened. That's when the Sparks flipped the switch. Kelsey Plum came out of the locker room on a mission. She scored bucket after bucket, knifing through the paint like she was allergic to defenders. 3 layups, 3 free throws, a statement run. LA outscored Connecticut 19-10 in the opening stretch of the third to take a 64-54 lead. The Sparks never looked back. Early in the fourth, the Sun tried to punch back. They cut the lead to 7 points, showing signs of life. But Kelsey Plum responded like a killer. Boom. 3-pointer. Boom. Free throws. Boom. Another 3-ball. Just like that, she sandwiched 8 points in a blink, pushing the lead to 18. And at that moment, the air just left the building in Uncasville. The Sparks led 90-72, and the rest was just formalities. They closed it out like pros. The confidence, the body language, the pace, you could see this team was playing with joy, swagger, and purpose. On the other side, let's talk about the Connecticut Sun. Man, it's getting rough out here. That's now 4 straight losses and 14 out of the last 15. This isn't the same gritty Sun team we saw earlier in the season. Right now, they're searching for answers. Tina Charles did her part. 24 points and 10 rebounds, vintage performance from the vet. Olivia Nelson-Ododa gave them a nice boost with 17 points. And Bria Hartley added 16. But beyond that, not enough. And let's talk about Marina Mabrey, back from a 9-game absence. She looked rusty. Finished with just 7 points on 2 of 12 shooting. That hurts, especially when your team needs shot creators. This team needs to regroup, fast, because they're losing ground in the standings, and the locker room energy looks off. Let's go back to Plum, because this performance wasn't just about numbers. It was about leadership. You saw her talking, directing traffic, getting in her teammates' ears. She's stepping into that veteran leadership role, and the Sparks are rallying behind her. People forget, Kelsey Plum's got championship DNA. She's been there. She's felt that pressure. And now she's playing with a chip on her shoulder, like she's got something to prove every night. The way she timed her runs, the way she baited defenders, the way she finished through contact. This wasn't just highlight reel stuff, it was pure poise and purpose. So what's really changed with the Sparks? Let's rewind. A few weeks ago, this team was floundering. Couldn't close games. Defense was spotty. There was no rhythm. Now, they figured it out. Ball movement is crisp. Defensive rotations are quicker. Everyone knows their role. And most importantly, the stars are delivering. This one puts the Sparks at 10-14, but more importantly, they've got momentum. This is a team nobody wants to face right now. If they keep playing like this, they could absolutely sneak into playoff contention and become a scary matchup for any higher seed. Some quick stat nuggets that tell the story. Sparks shot 52.4% from the field. That's elite. Outscored Connecticut 42-32 in the paint. Turned the ball over only 11 times. Out-rebounded the Sun on the offensive glass. This was a complete team performance. Balanced, aggressive, smart. Kelsey Plum's name doesn't get brought up enough in MVP or all WNBA discussions, and that needs to change. She's averaging over 20 PPG over the last 5 games. She's elevating her teammates. And most importantly, she's winning. If she keeps playing like this, and the Sparks keep rising, don't be surprised if Plum becomes one of the headline names come playoff time. She's not just a bucket, she's a difference maker. So what's next for both teams? For the Sparks, it's all about keeping this energy alive. They've got the chemistry, the scoring power, and now the belief. Next few games are winnable. And if they string together a couple more, we're talking playoff push. For the Sun, it's gut check time. The talent is there, but the urgency, the fire, that's gotta come back. Or else, this season is going to slip away fast. Oh, that's the full breakdown, y'all. Kelsey Plum drops 30. Sparks win big. The WNBA landscape is shifting, and LA just reminded everyone they are not to be taken lightly. If you enjoyed the breakdown, drop a like, sub to the channel, and tell me in the comments, is Kelsey Plum underrated? Can the Sparks actually make a playoff run? Let's talk about it. I'll catch y'all in the next one. This is TFD.
For a few days, it was nice.
You're the only person that didn't leave.
That's a 4th consecutive win for Lynn Roberts and company, a season-high 101 points. And
The officiating and the amount of contact that's allowed on the perimeter has been a topic of conversation. It was brought up on the ESPN broadcast. It's been a gripe from you, from Becky Hammond, from Stephanie White. What do you see as the biggest issue there and how it could be resolved?
I'm grateful you asked this. I have no problem with the physicality. I think people are getting frustrated at the consistency. So it's like a ticky-tack here, and then someone gets absolutely assaulted over here. And like, where's the line? And when do we call it? And why do we call it? And I also think too, like, a lot of teams specifically play me very physical, which I get, just to try to like wear me down throughout the game. But a foul is a foul. So a foul in the first quarter is a foul in the fourth quarter. And so it's like, hey, if you're not going to call it in the first, that's fine, but don't call it in the fourth. Or let me guard them that way that they guard me. And so I think that just the officiating across the board, people have been frustrated with the lack of consistency. And so that, I do think that the refs, similar to a player, like if I don't play well and I'm being evaluated, I'm penalized for that. As a ref, they're not as penalized as we are. They don't get necessarily like a, you know, it's like, oh, we review it, but like those 3 calls change the game, you know, and like that's it. And so I think it's part of our sport. You have to be resilient and accept it, but at the same time, I think they have to also grow, and the communication between the league, like the NBA comes out and says like, hey, in the fourth quarter, with these 2 calls, we missed both of these. I think that's really important for our league to grow in terms of its integrity, because like it should be like, hey, listen, the Alyssa Thomas with the Valkyries, like that's not a foul.
Yeah, right.
Come out and say it.
Right.
I think that's important.